Hi guys, it's Bethany, your crafty BFF, coming on today with a little project share. I'm going to share what I made and then we're going to make it together. I'm going to do a tutorial for this. I posted this on Instagram yesterday and I got a huge response with everyone saying how much they liked it and if I would do a tutorial. So here I am. Um, I I had some inspiration from um, Brittany, who is BB's Crafts on Instagram and YouTube. She I've made one of she has some 3D project tutorials that she's done, and I've made one of her little memory decks card holders, and it has two drawers underneath of it, but it's really small. It's about this long and then about the same height as this. I think maybe a little taller because it has a back to it. um but this is what I came up with, and I impressed myself. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was quite uh frustrating at times to get the measurements all figured out, but I finally did it. And so this is my memory dex card holder. It has this tray up here. It has two straws that I just these are from their paper straws from the Dollar Tree, and that's what my little memory dex cards go on. Here, let me see if I can show you one without showing any addresses. It just slides on like so, and it uh, stands up just perfect. So really happy with it. Um, I've made quite a few little desk storage containers like this now, and so I wanted to add this drawer. So it has a very long drawer, um, and then it has a third level here that is well, I'm not using it. It is a functioning box, and it can be this can be taken off, but then you have to like mess with the little feet on this and maneuver it out, so you can use it as like a secret storage space. I'll show you on another one. Here, let me show you on this guy here. I started making this one just to make sure that I had all the kinks worked out um, before I did the tutorial. And so it doesn't have feet on it yet. By the way, if you don't want to add the feet, you do not have to. It sits flat on your desk just like that without any feet, just fine. Um, so the third layer here is actually just a a box with a lid. So, like I said, if you want to forgo the feet and have this extra storage spot, you can do that. Um, and then so there's the drawer. I actually matted the inside of this drawer. I didn't mat the inside of this one because I was just being lazy. But oh, and I'm gonna show you how you can mat the outside either way like this. So if you want each layer individually showing, or if you want it to look like it's all one unit, I'll show you both ways to mat it like that. um, the only thing is that the front, of course, does have to be three different papers because there's three separate compartments, but the rest of it can all be bunched together. Also, before we get started, I'm going to show you exactly um, what this project is. How, I mean, essentially, it's a very simple project. It might look fancy or something, but it's honestly, if you've made a box out of cardstock before, then you can make this. So the top tray is just half of a box, like the bottom one. Um, like a box with a lid, just without the lid. So that's the first tray. I'm going to show you how to make these little straw I call them the straw enders because they help the straws stand up there on both ends. The second section here is just a matchbox with, but I did add like a closure to the end of it so that it only pulls forward and it doesn't, you can't, like, it won't slip out the back and fall out. That's why I put the stopper there. But essentially this is a matchbox like that. I just put a little fancy handle on it. And then the third tier, I guess you want to call it, is a box with a lid. It's as simple as that. So the lid is just 1/8 of an inch bigger than the bottom here. Like I said, if you don't want to put feet on it, you can use that as an extra storage spot. You can still get into it if you do want to put the feet on it. You can still get into it. It's just difficult to. So I wouldn't put something in there that you would need to get to quickly. I'm rambling, but I'm trying to just think about all the things. There's all of the things that could be. So, okay. So there we have it. Feet or no feet, it's up to you. I got these. I got both the drawer pull. It came in a pack of 4 from Hobby Lobby, and I got it in the wood section. So this is from this is Hobby Lobby's wood brand, Woodpile Fun. I think it's Hobby Lobby's anyways. They have a lot of woodpile things. So it comes in a pack of 4, and it comes with like these little screws, but we're not going to use the screws. We're going to use brads and tape to reinforce them. So speaking of the brads, you can get those from Hobby Lobby as well. These are from the Paper Studio, so they're in the aisle with the stickers and stuff like that. So there is an antique looking gold that matches these almost perfectly. And then also the feet come from the same brand, Woodpile from Hobby Lobby. You get a set of 4, so that's just for one project. It also comes with the screws, but again, we're going to use the brads that match with that antique looking gold. Okay, so I want to give a couple of disclaimers. I know you're probably wanting to get into this, but just another minute. You might hear my daughter, Madison. She's my youngest. She's special needs, and she's talking to herself a lot tonight. And by talking, I mean she's just kind of like moaning and groaning. She's okay. She's in the living room with my husband, and he's keeping an eye on her. She's just being very vocal tonight. Secondly, I've had a few people comment on how I'm sniffly a lot in my videos, and so I thought I'd just go ahead and address it because I know it's annoying. Believe me, it annoys no one more than it annoys me. I have the sniffles, like a runny nose, running watery eyes, and it's almost constantly. And I'm not sick. I don't have allergies. In fact, I'm not allergic to anything. I've been to an allergist doctor. But I was told that I have an autoimmune disorder that makes my body think that I'm having an allergic reaction. So that's why I always have the sniffles and running nose and watery eyes and whatnot. And I even have a little bit of a cough. I'm really sorry. The sniffling is annoying. But if you can stand it, we will make this beautiful project, and you'll have a fun little desk accessory to keep all your memory deck cards in from your friends. Okay, let's go ahead and finally get into it, guys. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, let's you want to talk about what we're gonna need? Let's do that. Let's talk about what we're gonna need. Where's my paper? There it is. Okay, so you're going to need 12 by 12, 110 pound cardstock. I get mine from Joann's. It's the Park Lane brand. It comes in a 40 pack. It says 110 pound right there. I have not come across anywhere else to get 12 by 12, 110 pound cardstock. But, and you don't need it for every piece, but, I just kept using it, even for the smaller pieces because I want it to be all the same white. Okay, so then you're going to need your designer paper of your choice to mat your project and make it look beautiful. You're going to need the drawer pulls from Hobby Lobby in the wood section, the corner little feet, also in the wood section at Hobby Lobby. You need these brads from the Paper Studio at Hobby Lobby. You need two paper straws. I got mine from the Dollar Tree. I also have some coming from Amazon that are all gold foil, and they're supposed to get here tonight, but we'll see if they get here in time to finish this video. Where did my straws go? Oh, there they are. Okay, so this whole project is based on the length of these straws. I can show you right here. They are 7 3/4 inch long. So the whole project is built around these straws and making sure that they fit in here snugly, like so. And we're going to hot glue them in. So even if you don't use hot glue on the rest of the project, you will need it for this part. Okay, so then you need your liquid adhesive of choice. You need your paper trimmer, scoreboard, score tools, like so, or like so. You need some scissors. A ruler is not really necessary, but very helpful. And either some tweezers or some pliers for when we get to playing with those brads and trying to open them up. You'll see how it can get a little frustrating. Okay. You'll also need a Memory-Dex card or a template like this, or a Memory-Dex die that you can use to make yourself a little template to make the end stopper. Okay. I think that's everything. I have taken the liberty to prepare. I cut all the paper and I scored it. If you need to pause to catch up with me, you go right ahead and do that, and push play when you're ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna start with level 1, which is the tray on top. Like I said, even that, I had said that the feet aren't necessary, but honestly, the third level isn't even necessary. If you're not going to put feet on it, the only reason it has a third level is because these feet block the drawer from opening. So if you're not going to use the metal feet, you only have to do the first 2 levels, and then it'll sit flat on your desk. If you want the third one, go right ahead. Just there's some options available. Okay, so part 1 is the tray. Let me look through my notes here. I don't want to get anybody confused. I will put a timestamp in the description box of when we actually start the tutorial. Okay, so then you don't have to. Hopefully, you don't have to listen to me ramble. Level 1 is, okay, that's not it. Is this one right here. Okay, I found it. So your first piece of 12 by 12 cardstock, you're gonna 12 by 12, 110 pound cardstock. you're going to cut down to 11 3/4 by 9 inches. You can see I've already scored, but while you are cutting and scoring, I am going to be folding and varnishing, and then we'll cut together. Okay? Okay. And like I said, you can push pause to catch up. So on the 9-inch side, we're going to score at 1 and at 2. And actually, okay, so we're going to score at 1 and 2 on all 4 sides of this. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. So you should have a piece that looks like this, with the 4 boxes in the corners, like so. Like I said, I'm going to start folding and creasing. You're going to fold and crease all of the lines. And you want nice crisp lines so that you get clean corners and crisp edges. And now, the reason this top tray is so big is because I have made sure to reinforce all 4 sides, so that it's not a flimsy tray. It's as strong as you're going to get with 110-pound cardstock, because there's 2 layers, right? Okay. So there we have all of our scoring done, all of our folding and creasing done. I'm going to start cutting. And what we're going to do is on the short side, okay, we're going to start by actually let me get a pencil, and I'm just going to show you. Uh-oh, that fell. Okay. I'm just going to show you. We're going to cut out 3 of those 4 corners on every side. Like so. Okay, so the ones with the X's we're going to cut out. You're wanting to cut out the bump, the little score line, because that is what adds extra bulk when we go to do our folding, and it just gets in the way and makes it bumpy and not look good. So you're cutting out the score lines like so, and we're going to keep going. Cut. I'm trying to make sure I'm cutting well in real life, but also trying to make sure that I'm in camera and you can see what I'm doing well. I don't want to go too fast because I want everyone to be able to do this. So there you go. And then our last one. Make sure you start on this shorter end and cut in, not to the side. Does that make sense? So you're cutting this way, not this way. It's going to matter here in a minute. That's at least here. Okay. So now that all of our corners are cut out, we can throw those away. And we're going to go back through and just miter all the corners, so that nothing is in the way and that everything folds nicely. So you just need a tiny little miter on each one. For the, like, normally I would miter my corners while I was cutting out those squares, but for anybody who hasn't made many boxes or never a box at all, I just want to make sure that they can get the hang of it and know exactly what to do. So thank you for your patience, even if you're advanced and you're like, oh my God, come on. I know I do that sometimes. Okay, so there we have mitered all of our corners. Now we are going to cut this, okay, holding it this way, not this way, not long ways horizontal, but long ways vertical. We're going to cut up this score line just to where the next score line crosses it. Okay, and then you're gonna snip it and miter that corner like so. You're taking out like a little pizza slice is what it reminds me of. So then you're gonna do that to here. I need to stop turning the paper. You're gonna do that to both sides right here. And then you're gonna turn it to the other short side like so. And cut up to that first score line. On both sides. And forgive me, this is the first time I've done a tutorial on anything other than like an album or a book of some sort. So this is, I've never done a tutorial for a 3D project. But like I said, I tried to make sure I was prepared and knew what to say and when to say it. Because I want it to turn out right for you. Okay, so now your piece should look like this. Okay, and what we're going to do is I like to fold these down, and for the sake of time in my video, I'm going to use my hot glue. If you're not comfortable with hot glue, don't use it. Use your Barely Arts or whatever, your just normal liquid glue, and just hold it for a few seconds longer. Like I said, for the sake of the video, I'm using the hot glue because I know for sure I can get my corners lined up well before it dries. If you're not confident that you can get that corner nice and lined up while using hot glue, please just use your regular liquid adhesive. Okay, so there's that one, and I'm just, like I said, I'm folding the tab onto the short side. If you can see that, the tab's down there. You can see I'm leaving all of these up for now because what we're doing is we're hiding the tabs. So I'm gonna bend this over and put my glue on, and then I'm gonna line this up to make the corner. I like to hide the tabs whenever I can, so that's what we're doing. We're putting the tabs in first, and then we will lay these down, and you won't see the tabs anymore, so it'll look like a nice clean finished box. Okay, so there's your other two tabs, and now we can fold the short ends down. Be very careful, like don't pull at it too hard or anything like that, because you could always rip the corner, and we don't want to do that, so just be careful. So again, I'm going to use my hot glue because it's quicker. You do you. Use what you're comfortable with. And there is that side done. Add my glue, fold it down, and voila, you can't see those tabs anymore, and it's going to look very clean. Now I added it to the first long side here, and I'm just folding it down like I did the short sides. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it anyways. You can use your bone folder to help the regular wet adhesive get stuck better. And there is our first tray done. I'm going to take a drink real quick. Okay, with the top tray done, we are going to work on our little straw enders. Like I said, that's what I'm calling them, the straw enders. So, you're gonna need 2 pieces, still of 110-pound cardstock that measures 4 7/8 by 2. I did 4 7/8 because it's just 1/8 of an inch shy of the 5 inches that this box is wide, and we want it to fit in there. If it was 5 inches, it wouldn't fit very well. So again, that's 2 pieces of 4 7/8 inches by 2 inches. And then you're going to line it up on the 2-inch side and score at 1. You do that for both pieces. Excuse me. So then you're gonna definitely fold and varnish that, increase that fold line. You're just gonna glue these 2 flaps together, the 2 halves together, like so. So you have a nice sturdy piece. Oh look, I just got hot glue on my on my scoreboard. Uh-oh. I need to quit working on it. I have a glass mat, but I can't work on it while I'm filming because it would be a huge glare. So here we go. This is just making you an extra sturdy little end to help hold your straws up. Now is when you need your memory dex card or template or memory dex die. Use whatever you have. I have this template that I cut out on my Cricut for free. But I can show you with any memory dex, it's going to be the same. So what I like to do is just line my piece up here on the scoreboard, and then I like my little template here. And what I do is I line it up at the 1/2 inch mark. So I start there at the 1/2 inch mark because this is 1 inch shorter than the 5 inches, because memory dex cards are traditionally 4 inches in width. So your little holes are going to be at the 2-inch mark and the 3-inch mark. Okay, you only need to do that on the one for right now. You're going to take your hole puncher, crocodile, whatever you got, and you're going to punch 1 hole to begin with, but you're going to want to make at least 2 holes for the straw to fit through. It just doesn't make a big enough hole for the straw. So what I usually do is I start in the middle here and I punch my hole, and then I don't know if you can see that, probably not, like right below it, I punch another hole so that there's this bigger area for the straw to fit in. Of course, that's that's 2 layers of 110-pound cardstock, so I didn't punch all the way through, so I just cut off the little excess that it didn't punch. Now we're going to take this one and punch it. Like I said, do another one right underneath of it. And that one actually came off. Cool. So then it's not super neat, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be. Nobody's going to pay attention to it anyways. On this one, you can see I covered it with the designer paper, and then once the straw is in there, you can't see that it's a messy hole. So don't worry if it doesn't look good. Nobody's gonna see it. Okay, so now you have your first one done, and you're gonna use this one to make your second one, because it's way easier than lining it up again and marking 2 and 3. So you just line them up like this, and then punch your holes again through that second card, right where the first holes are on your first little template. That way, when they're on opposite ends of the boxes, they're going to be in the exact same place. So the straws will be straight, if that makes sense. Okay, and we're done with that part. Not too bad so far, right? Okay, so we're gonna set this aside. I'm just gonna set them here in the tray and put it to the side, because now we are ready to move on to level 2, which is the drawer and the drawer holder. There's the drawer. And the drawer holder is actually 2 pieces. Just FYI. So let's start with the drawer, because it's exactly like the tray. It is the tray, just a little, the sizing is a little bit different. Or is it? Yeah, it's a little bit different. Okay, so we're doing the exact same thing we just did to the tray, but this tray is going to be our drawer that slides in and out. You need a piece that measures 11 5/8 inches by 8 7/8 inches. Where is my score tool? There you are. Okay. On all 4 sides, once again, you're going to score at 1 and at 2. Turn it to the right. Score at 1 and at 2. Turn to the right. 1 and 2. And the 4th time. 1 and 2. Okay. Now, while you finish up scoring and you get to where I am, we're going to fold and crease. On all of the score lines. I know it seems silly to do it again, but they are slightly different sized. And like I said, it's easy. It seems like it's a lot of work, but it's just making boxes. And 3 of the boxes are exactly the same. The one of the bottom. Well, no, both of the bottom ones are exactly like this too. So yeah. Anyways, okay. So we're starting here I'm holding it at the short end, like you can see. This is here, I'll do it like this. This is the 8 7/8 inch side, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to cut out, should I mark them again? Just so we're all on the same page? Might as well, right? Again, I just want to make sure that anybody can do this, if they're a beginner or an expert. Okay. Cutting out the score lines. Ooh, did you see that? That ripped. Good thing it was supposed to cut there anyways. I was manhandling it a little too much, I guess. Better be careful. I don't have any idea what song's stuck in my head right now. Why I'm humming. Okay, there's 2 out of the 4. We'll keep going. I think Maddie's trying to say hi to you guys. Is that what it is, Maddie? Are you trying to say hi to everybody? Yeah. She wants to be talked to. She loves being talked to and just paid attention to. But Daddy's got her. Okay, there we go. Okay, all of the corners are cut out. Like I said, normally I would have mitered them while I cut that out, but for the beginners, we're going to go back and miter all the corners. Mitering is just snipping off just a bit to make a slight angle. Okay, that's all mitering is. Snip, snip, snip. I'll stop saying snip now. Okay. And this is also you know, the snips. I call them the snips. It makes sure that you're getting all of that extra bulk from that score line out too. So that looks pretty good. Let me clean this up. Okay, I can't stand it. Okay. Okie dokie. Now, like exactly like we did before, I'm holding it like this, not like this, like this. And we're going to cut up this score line to the first intersecting score line. And snip. You're going to take a little slice out just like that. And we'll do it again over here. And then turn it around and do it to the other two short ends. Just like so. Okay, now we can lay our box down and we can fold our little tabs over and we're going to start gluing. Like I said before, if you're comfortable, only if you're comfortable with a glue gun should you use it to make boxes, because a lot can go wrong in a short amount of time. You don't want to, you know, push it in too far or not have it lined up enough and then it's all wonky and you have to start over. So use the glue you're comfortable with. Like if I were taking my time, I would probably just use my regular adhesive. But because, for the video's sake, I'm doing it this way. And I've made so many of the, this is my, see, 1, 2, 3, this is my 4th time making it. So I can say I'm pretty comfortable now. Okay, lined it up. And you can see the tabs in there. They're lined up on the short side. And we can add our glue to this first part and then fold it down over the tabs. Uh-oh, look, I didn't do enough snips. So it's not wanting to fold over. That's why we try to get all that bulk off. There we go. I'm going to have to redo my glue. But that's okay. I was wondering why it wasn't folding down, and it's because, if you can see right there, that I didn't get enough of that edge off. So we'll do just that. Snip. Got ahead of myself. I was bragging on how many times I've done it, and so then I mess up. That's the way it works, right? Okay. Now it will fold over nicely, like so. And do the same to the other short side. I like to do the short sides first. I don't know why. I guess I want to make sure that those tabs are covered up. And then we can worry about the longer ones. Don't be afraid to use your bone folder to press it down. My hot glue gun is not cooperating with me tonight. I'm on a short leash with it. And I got my finger on it. Making a mess. Surprise, surprise. Okay, and press. Get those dried glue crumbs out. And there we have our second tray, aka the pull-out drawer. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to do the drawer holder. Like I said, the drawer holder is actually two different pieces. So you're going to cut the first one at 9 3/4 by 7 inches. And on the 9 3/4 inch side, you're going to score at 1 and at 2. So 1 and 2. And then you can flip it to the 7-inch side, and you're going to score at 1 and at 6. Okay? Now we can fold and crease these lines. These scores, whatever you want to call it. I got hot glue all over me. Like I said, you can always feel free to pause the video if you need to get caught up. I do that a lot when I'm following a tutorial. Now, with this guy here, we are going to get rid of just this square and this square. Okay? So let's knock them out of there. Like so. And I think this is the important. Okay, so on this drawer, on this part, this is really important because you want these tabs to be folded and connect to the side here. Okay, so instead of cutting it like this, like we did on the first one, you're going to turn it long ways horizontally. So the 9 3/4 inches is horizontal, and you're going to do your snips right here, like so. That way, when you go to fold it, these two corners meet up and it attaches this side to this side. If you do it the other way, it won't be attached. I mean, it stays, but there's like a giant gap in it. I made that mistake earlier, so I wanted to definitely make sure you know to do your snips on the long side, on both sides. Okie dokie. Now let's go to the second. Let's set this aside and go to that second piece right here. The second piece of the drawer holder is 7 3/4 by 7. Only on the 7-inch side. That's the only side you got to worry about now. You're going to score at 1 and at 6. Okay? And that's it for that piece. I probably should have said at the beginning this is likely going to be a 2-part video because my phone will not cooperate with me. We're already at 44 minutes. Okay, now we're going back to that first piece. We're adding glue to our tab, folding it over, and neatly tucking in that corner, like so. And adding glue to the other tab, and folding it in, lining it up nicely. And there you have it. Okay, so now you're going to have this little piece that's sticking up. Okay, that's part of what's going to attach this piece to this piece. Okay, so you're going to take your smaller piece of the drawer, the one that was 7 3/4 by 7 inches, and all you're going to do is lay it on top of your drawer like this with the folds down. You can see it's starting to look like a drawer. The drawer goes in, or a drawer holder anyways. The drawer goes in here. Okay, I find it easiest to glue this top piece first. Okay. Again, this time I'm going to use my wet glue because I don't trust myself with this part. This part got frustrating at times, so hold on. I gotta unclog my glue, of course. And I can't find my pen. Aha. There it is. I got like some white eyelash trim all over my glue bottle or something. Okay, like I said, I'm using my wet glue for this part because let's just be careful. Why not? I remember this part giving me trouble. I don't remember exactly what trouble, but let's avoid it if we can, okay? So you can open it up like this and press down. That's the easiest way to start to attach it, okay? So your little tabs are in here on the side. And that's another thing, okay? You do not want to put your box together and have your tabs be exposed out here where the drawer goes, because what happens is it gets caught. See, it's doing it right now and it's not even fully closed, so like it gets caught there on the lip of that tab. So that's why we glue that first part there, and then we're going to hide that tab in between these two long pieces of the side like that. So then you can see in there that the tab is not going to stop the drawer. Make sense? Good. Okay. Again, I'm going to use my Barely Arts because this part can be tricky. And line it up. Make sure that tab is still hidden. It is. Good deal. You might have to use your hand or your bone folder to get down in there and press down. This is really the hardest part of it, is just trying to get this drawer to stay together. There we go. See, that's looking good. Okay. Now we're gonna use our glue again. Oh no, look, I almost left that tab exposed. Don't do that. So what you're gonna do is tuck this side in like so. So that tab is in between this layer and this layer. Awesome sauce. Okay. Because that tab does interfere with the drawer, and then you can't push it in or pull it out, and blah blah. Just take my advice and hide the tab, okay? Okay. Save us all a lot of heartache. Okay. I use my bone folder to press that down. And I'm still not happy with it, so let's go in there again. We want it to be flush with the edge. There we go. Like so. Here's our drawer. Here's our drawer holder. And it goes right in like that. Now you can see it bubbles up here, but once the tray is on top, it pushes it down, and then the part on the bottom pushes it up so that it's flatter. There is still, on mine, there's still just the tiniest little bubble, but it's not a big deal. I even pointed that out in my picture on Instagram, and people still liked it. So, okay, we got 10 minutes to finish this last one, and then we're gonna come back for part 2. Okay, because my phone cannot handle large videos. Okay, level 3 is 2 parts. Okay, like I said, it's a box with a lid, just like the ones that presents come in at Christmas. Like this reminds me of the clothes boxes at Christmas time that clothes come in. So let's start with the bottom base. So you need a piece cut down to 11 and 5/8 by 8 and 7/8. You're gonna score at wait a minute, what's going on here? Oh, I just forgot to score. Okay, so you're gonna score at 1 and 2 on all 4 sides. 1 and 2 on all 4 sides. Turn it to the right, 1 and 2. Turn it to the right, 1 and 2, and one more time. 1, 2. Just like the tray and just like the pull-out drawer, we do the same exact cuts. Okay, do the same exact folding and creasing. It's just repetitive box making. That's all this is. But it turns out so cute, so kind of fancy with the little metal, the little metal drawer pull and feet. It's so cute. I love it. And it's nice and sturdy. You know what I'm saying? Because I've reinforced the sides of the trays and stuff, it's really sturdy. It's not going anywhere. Of course, I mean, it is technically still cardstock, still paper, but unless somebody, jumps on it, it's going to be just fine. Okay, let's get rid of our 3 corners. Once again. By the time you're done with this 3rd one, you'll feel like a pro at box making. Like I said, sorry, dropped it. I'm trying to hurry and finish this before an hour because for some reason at that hour mark, the YouTube's does not like it. But I don't want this to be messy either. So I might just have to deal with a long load time. Okay, there's all our pieces. We're going to miter the corners. I showed you before what happens when you don't get all that bulk off. Then you can't fold it nicely. Can't fold it over on itself nicely anyway. Miter. Look, I'm getting messy too. I'm not even cleaning up my mess because I'm trying to hurry. But don't you hurry. You take your time and pause the video. It's me that's got to worry about it, not you. Okay, we're going to brush that off to the side for now. Once again, we are going to cut this score line up to the first intersecting score line. The thing about this, it's all making basically the same box over and over again, just slightly different measurements so that they fit together just right. Okay, look. Okay. That needs to go. There we go. And I'm gonna go through this a little faster because we've already done, this is the third time doing it, okay? We're gonna add our glue. We're gonna line up our corners like so. Bring that tab into the short side. And same with this side. I like to fold them over both at the same time. Add my glue on a short leash. Sorry about that. You can see my messy desk here on the side. But hey, that's what happens. When I start crafting, it gets messy. No shame in my game. It's just how it is. Okay, let's make sure these fold over. There's no bulk interfering. It looks good. Okay, now we're going to start with the short ends and cover up those tabs. I just think with those tabs showing, you know, it's like you can see part of the work and it doesn't look finished. This gives it a nice finished look. Come on, glue. Okay. Fold it over. Push it down. Add my glue. Fold it over. Push it down. Voila. It's another half of a box or a tray. Imagine that. Last piece, guys. We're finally getting there. Like I said, I'll come back in part 2 and we can do the matting and attach all the hardware. Okay, your last piece needs to be 11 3/4 by 9. Okay, this is the lid for the tray we just made. Okay, you're going to score at 1 and at 2 on all 4 sides, just like we've been doing. Score at 1 and 2, turn it to the right, score at 1 and 2 to the right, so on and so forth. I'm going to start varnishing my score lines. It would go a lot faster if I wasn't rambling on so much, huh? Probably. But hey, I'm a talker sometimes. Okay. Here we go. Marking it for the last time. Exact same procedure, just a different size. Slightly different size. I'm going to go ahead and miter my corners while I'm cutting these out this time because I'm running out of time for my video. My phone is such a piece of crap. So you can just see I'm just doing like a slight angle cut while I'm cutting the squares out. I think doing it 3 times the other way was good enough, especially since I'm on a time crunch now. Miter, maybe. Sorry if I went out of frame there. I'm not paying attention. Okay. We cut all 4 corners out. And now, exact same method. Cut the score line up to that first intersecting score line. am I doing? Okay, I'll do this side first. This one's not mitered enough. There we go. And take out our little slices, the snippy snips. Brush the trash over to the side. I'm going to fold both my tabs over. I'm sure you feel like you're a pro at this by now too. Same steps. So, but just in case, I'll still walk you through it. We're folding the tabs in, gluing them to this short side, making sure that the corner's nice and straight. And then the other end. Oh, we're at an hour now. Dagnabbit. That's okay. We're almost done. Make sure they fold over. Yeah. Yep. Add my glue to the short side. Push it over. Varnish it down. Other short side. Making sure we hide the tabs. Do I sound like a broken record? I don't know what that is. Some glue. Ooh, I almost burned myself. Okay. There we go. And our last side, guys. We have made it to the end of the first part of the tutorial. Okay, there is our last half of a box. So this is the lid. It's just a tiny bit bigger than the base, the one that we made just before. You can see it slides right on. Of course, it's going to give me trouble because I'm recording a video, but it does go right in. I just couldn't get it over that corner. Like so. Perfect fit. Alright guys, that does it for part 1 of the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out part 2, and we will, like I said, we will mat the memory desk card holder desk stand thingy, and we will add the metal hardware. Thanks again. Bye.